At least 3 women have come forward with sexual misconduct allegations against Neil deGrasse Tyson. The astrophysicist-turned-TV host denies an allegation of rape, while the networks that broadcast his shows, Fox and National Geographic, are investigating. We've reached out to all 3 accusers, and one of them sat down with us to tell her story.
This is our planet.
Neil deGrasse Tyson takes complex science and turns it into entertainment.
This first globe of the Earth.
Now, the astrophysicist, who has become one of the country's most well-known scientists, is accused by at least 3 women of sexual misconduct over a number of years, ranging from inappropriate behavior to unwelcome touching to rape.
I feel better. I'm not scared.
Tachia Ahmet Almat says she and Tyson were friends in the 1980s. Both were graduate astronomy students at the University of Texas. It was there, Almat says, Tyson raped her.
He offered me a glass of water, which I didn't ask for, by the way. I didn't ask for it, but I accepted it. And the next thing I remember is coming to naked in his bed, and I couldn't move.
Hey, Neil. Tyson responded to the accusation in a lengthy Facebook post over the weekend, writing, "It never happened. I remember being intimate only a few times, all at her apartment, but the chemistry wasn't there. So the relationship faded quickly." Which is not how Almat, who first wrote about her allegations in a 2014 blog post before the era of Me Too, remembers it.
I was never intimate with him. Never. I never liked him that way.
Fellow scientist Caitlin Allers tells BuzzFeed Tyson inappropriately touched her tattoo of the solar system in 2009. Tyson apologized in that Facebook post, writing in part, "While I don't explicitly remember searching for Pluto at the top of her shoulder, it is surely something I would have done in that situation," adding, "Going forward, I can surely be more sensitive to people's personal space." Production assistant Ashley Watson, who worked for Tyson on the Fox production Cosmos, tells BuzzFeed the 60-year-old made an unwelcome sexual advance in his home, holding her shoulders and saying, "I want to hug you so bad right now, but I know that if I do, I'll just want more." Tyson confirms on Facebook he made a similar comment, but says, "My intent was to express restrained but genuine affection." Tyson says he welcomes the investigations into his behavior being conducted by both Fox and National Geographic TV networks. Accusations can damage a reputation and a marriage, he writes, sometimes irreversibly. NBC News has not independently verified the women's allegations. We have reached out to Tyson for a response, but he's not commenting beyond what he wrote online. As for Almat's allegation, Tyson accuses the reporter who published it of using her story as a, quote, kind of solicitation bait to get other women to come forward.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.